Arsenal fans are cringe. Sorry, that result was perfect for Liverpool.
The league needed someone to win.
When you create 0.00 XG, that's not good enough.
I saw someone say the ref deserves a yellow card for that.
I absolutely love Thomas Frank.
Are you allowed to love him though?
He hates Tottenham. He hates Tottenham. He hates Tottenham.
Yeah, Mikel, isn't the right man to lead us forward.
Hi, I'm Joleon Lescott.
And I'm Olivia Bazaglo. Welcome back to In the Mixer, brought to you by Sky Bet, where we deep dive into all the latest football news.
We want to hear your thoughts, so get involved and drop us a comment below.
This week, we're joined by football content creator and Arsenal superfan, Alex Moneypenny. Alex, great to have you here. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
I suppose, there's one place to start here, Alex.
Yes.
And that is at the Emirates. That 1-1 draw with Manchester City. Just first of all, I want to get your general thoughts on the game, because coming out of it, you're probably going, actually, it's a good point, considering how the game went. But at the start, would you have taken that?
It's tough. A couple of years ago, I would have snapped your hand off for a point against Man City, and it's crazy how things have changed. It was a tough watch. That was the...
Yeah,
it was a really tough... You were there, right?
Yeah, I was there, yeah.
Yeah, she's a secret gooner.
Oh, yeah?
Secret
gooner. You're not a fan. I kind of want to get into the...
No, I'm not a fan. I just am not a secret gooner. I'm a Chelsea fan. That's just what it is.
That goes to every other game. You didn't go to Old Trafford. Game? You went to the Hawthorns. You go to a lot of games.
Yeah, because like Joleon, I like watching football. Anyway, this isn't about me. It's about Arsenal, so you should carry on.
Yeah, it was a tough watch. I think we should get into the midfield and stuff, because I think there's been a lot of discussion about sort of how we approach the game and stuff. I do think, sort of headline, I don't think we lost a Big Six game before the Liverpool game for 2 years. So I think there's been some discussions about what Mikel, and I think he deserves some criticism, but I'd love to get into what specifically I want to have a look at. I think there's some stuff that goes on that I sort of go, I think is a little bit unfair, but yeah, maybe we can come to that.
I mean, let's talk about the midfield then, because I actually sat on this pod last week and just said I want to see them be a little bit more brave, especially at home. I understand away at Anfield. I understand away at Bilbao in the Champions League. I completely get that. However, given where Arsenal are and given where City are this season, this isn't the City of the treble-winning season. This isn't the City that's won 4 Premier Leagues in a row. They can still be a little bit vulnerable. And to me, Ebere Eze, I've said it, I think could be the signing of the season. I think he's that good. I think he should have been the number 10 in that game. I just don't think there was potentially any need against City to play those 3 midfielders. I think we just gave him too much respect.
Yeah, I think that, like, in the past he's done it before and I've credited him, but I think he's set up not to lose. And I think before, when it was like a stronger City, more confident City, you have to do that.
Understandable.
But like he said, they are a bit vulnerable, inconsistent, so they could have approached the game to win and clear and made it set out and left less options on the bench rather than think, well, if the game goes this way, and obviously it panned out. The result was the result, but yeah, I think he could have approached it a little bit more aggressively.
I hear that. I think it's tricky. We have to discuss intentions. I think you have to try and look at the game almost before the game, because we've watched it, right? So we can sort of...
Yeah, hindsight's a wonderful thing, yeah.
We lay over that analysis. I can make sense of the Mourinho and Trossard thing. Firstly, as I say, that the record in the Big Six games is really good, and Mikel generally is pragmatic, and he's got his results from that. Whether we like that or not is like a kind of a separate discussion. He's trying to win the game, right? I think Mourinho has a number of reasons. It wasn't a pick between Odegaard. Odegaard wasn't fit, so it was a pick between him and basically Waneri. You could have gone Eze in the midfield, but he's never done that before, so that would be a first-time thing. With Mourinho, I think his intention, if you look at the way the pivot was working, you had Rice and Zubimendi, and they were locked on by Rodri and Reinders. Mourinho was the spare man. And Mourinho, I don't know if you remember the Madrid game, the 3-0, where he scores the goal, he drops off out of the box. He's really good at that, reading movement and dropping out and becoming the spare man and creating those options. So as a sort of the spare man in the midfield, up against Rodri and Reinders, I think he had the best dueling numbers in Europe at one point. I get it. Trossard, I think you've got the experience, you've got the out-of-possession stuff, you've got and I also think because he can drop into the midfield and create those overloads, he gives the space for Calafiori. So I understand the intentions. Do I agree with them necessarily? I don't know, but that was what he was trying to do. Then the question is, what game are you expecting from City? And I don't think anyone watching can say they expected what City. City literally had their least ever passes in the Premier League. I think maybe Pep's...
Least ever possession.
Least ever possession.
Under Pep Guardiola, by the way, in any top-flight game.
Yeah,
but it's against Arsenal. That wasn't like against an average team, though.
No, for sure. But as in, would you have bet before the game that Pep would have played? Would have the records that he done in terms of the lowest passes, the lowest.
Yeah, but that's just the way the game plan. That wasn't the game plan, because the game plan was aggressive.
To have the ball, Pep would have.
Yeah, of course. And his personnel, he's picked the same team 3 times in a row, which is not normal. So he's trying to build confidence. So no one can anticipate the possession stats, but you can look at it and say, well, this is what his intention is to do, and dominate possession, which is what they normally do. So
I think he probably did intend to do that, and then the game worked out a certain way. So then the question is, did he change? And he did. He changed it at halftime. He changed it to Eze. He did stuff that I haven't seen him do. I've watched every single Arsenal game under his tenure. I've not seen him do that. I've not seen him change Nwaneri for Timber. I've not seen him bring on Eze. I think he would have kept Madueke on if he'd been fit. Yeah. So he did go and chase the game. I understand, and I think there's things, and there's some specific things that I think he did get wrong. The tempo in the final third in the first half, I don't care who you've picked, that's not good enough. The tempo of the ball was not good enough. The other thing was, and I've seen this before, I watched the game end on, as we were just saying before, and I saw how static our last line was. Like, you look at the lack of movement across the last line. Even Gyokeres, who we could maybe get into, I have some issues with him as a player. He was creating gravity. He was pulling Ruben Diaz and Gvardiol to him, and there was big pockets of space.
Just no one was.
But no one. And there, I would say, someone like Rice and Marino, they were more worried about the defence. They were sat in going, I don't want to step forward into that space. So I hear the conservative question. The question for me wasn't the pick. It was how we approached it, what happened, what the game he expected, etc.
Pep Guardiola parked the bus. Someone actually said to him in his post-match, he was like, I can do it once in my career, and I think that's fair enough, because we have never seen a Pep...
You should mention that to him next time you interview him.
No, I will not be mentioning anything like that when I interview Pep Guardiola. No, it'll be just like nice things. Just you tell me whatever you want to say.
It's open top boss.
Yeah. Let's move on to Liverpool then, because it just feels like, at the moment, they're not even playing well, and 5 points clear at the top already. And it feels like, because Arsenal and City are probably the 2 teams that are chasing them, that result was perfect.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
For Liverpool.
The league needed someone to win that Arsenal game.
Yeah.
They needed someone. But in regards to Liverpool, they're not playing great for 90 minutes, but the first half, they're really good.
Yeah.
I think like the Arsenal game, I think if the second half is, the first half is the second half, that's the memory you have of the game.
Yeah.
Really. So
it's like recency. You only remember like the last thing that's happened.
But day, in the first half, they were good.
Also, just want to get your opinions on Keane and Dewsbury Hall getting booked for taking a quick free kick in that game. What are our opinions?
It's stupid. Like, how can you?
So I saw someone say the ref deserves a yellow card.
Yeah,
for that.
I'm saying, how can you be getting booked for time wasting and
trying to take a quick?
How can they both be a rule?
Back to Liverpool then, because Ryan Gravenberch, he scored a beautiful goal. He has been
assist.
Yeah, he has. He's been very good this season.
Very good. He's been the best number 6 in the league.
Is he the best number 6 in world football right now? I can answer that. No.
There's an argument for it. Go on then,
argue it.
Because his contribution, goals and assists. He's playing in a title-winning team. He was arguably their best player last year. So he's definitely considered. He should be considered. And if you said this on the weekend, like, if you're one of the best in any position in the Premier League, you are going to be considered the best, one of the best in the world.
Yeah. What do you think? Yeah.
He's got all the attributes. It depends what you want from your 6, but I think in terms of an all-round 6, he has everything, and he's also got presence. Unfortunately, I think so. And I think sometimes when you go to best in the world conversations, you can have, Caicedo, I'd say out of possession is right up there. I think Rice out of possession is right up there. Zubimendi, I'd say in possession is right up there. When you look at all-round package, Gravenberch can kind of do everything, and that's why people love him. I'm
going Rodri is my number 1. Moises Caicedo is my number 2, and Ryan Gravenberch is my number 3.
Any bias there?
No, I would honestly die on this hill that Moises Caicedo, by people that don't watch Chelsea every week, don't understand. You don't even watch Chelsea every week. Yes, I do. You're Arsenal. I watched the game. I just wasn't there.
No, to be fair, I listen. I like Caicedo, and he's tough. But keep it saying, Alex was saying, then the more rounded number 6, which I think you have to be now. Yeah. Like,
listen, Moises scores worldies every now and again.
No, not just the worldies, but just the overall.
No, they're both brilliant. Like, I get that.
Tempo, he controls the game. He's able to control how they attack, sustain attacks, where Caicedo doesn't have that ability, in my opinion, just yet.
Anyway, okay, let's talk about Chelsea now that we're on the subject. We'll get onto the Balon d'Or in a second, because that happened very recently. But obviously in the Man United-Chelsea game, let's talk about it. Because I did sit on this pod
you
and
was
say...
nervous, about that.
I said we haven't won at Old Trafford in the league since 2013. And when Robert Sanchez came flying out, I just knew exactly what was going to happen. Have you seen it from Maresca's view?
Yes.
He just looks and he turns around and he goes, oh.
Are there any Chelsea fans who have any patience with him?
I think it's getting harder. I think Chelsea fans almost not forgot about it, but he had a good Club World Cup and then he had an okay start to the season.
Yeah.
But I think Chelsea fans forgot that he is capable of something
And that's the
like
thing.
that.
I think when you're a defender, goalkeeper, when you're defensive part of the team, you're supposed to be forgotten about. You aren't supposed to be doing things.
No one wants to be talking about the keeper.
At any stage, whether I should getting sent off, scoring goals, just go unnoticed.
Yeah.
Just do your job.
Just do your job.
Yeah, just do your job.
Like Gianluigi Donnarumma.
Yeah, just do your job.
Goalkeeper,
He was available.
Just do your job.
Yeah, so I can understand the frustration.
Yeah, it was a frustrating evening all around because obviously the whole substitutions thing. I mean, as a Chelsea fan, I found it
explain that one to me. Explain the Cole Palmer one to me.
So Cole Palmer was injured, right?
Yeah.
And Enzo Maresca said he wanted to start the game, but he's not 100% fit. I suppose it's Man United, it's against his boyhood club, he wants to play, and I get that. But I think when Chelsea go down to 10 men so early on, you've got the perfect reason to take him off. You don't want him chasing around a ball for 90 minutes if he's injured, right? I thought in that situation that I'd rather Pedro Neto be on the pitch because he's the hardest worker in that Chelsea squad. When you've got 10 men, you need that. And he's quick on the counter.
Yeah.
It's like the perfect player. So I got really confused by that whole 45 minutes because then when Man United went down to 10 men, I thought, oh, okay, we can get back into this.
That's what I mean. If you let it play out a little bit longer.
On the pitch.
Yeah, if you let it play out, you don't know.
João Pedro played brilliantly. Every time he got the ball, he held it up so well. We just had no one around him. What are you supposed to do? But guess what? He is the 8th best player in the world. The Balon d'Or was announced very recently, and it was Ousmane Dembele that won it. I don't think there was any surprises there. Very deserving. His record at PSG was absolutely unbelievable. Won the quadruple. I
love these stories. Absolutely love these stories. I think Lamine's going to... how many Balon d'Ors is he going to win? What is he, 18? Yeah. He's going to be fine. I absolutely love that someone like Ousmane Dembele, whose career was probably put, slightly over there for a while. People forget he was compared to Mbappe when he was coming through. It was going to be, where's Dembele, where's Mbappe going?
Yeah.
And to come back and have that sort of the remontada of his career, I think is amazing. And I think it's a testament. I think sometimes when you feel like the Balon d'Or becomes a bit of a shoe-in, it's lovely that we're going to look back in years and go, do you remember when Dembele won? It's like, who was it Nedved who won it?
Nedved.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just players have a year. Yeah, when players have a year and you just go that, and I love that for him, and the story in football is great.
I love Ousmane Dembele, and I think there's no...
I think you're going to say, but...
Oh, no, I'm going to say, I don't claim to watch a lot of Liga, and I don't claim to watch a lot of La Liga. I watched both of them in the Champions League last season, and for me, the best player in the world I watched was Lamine Yamal. As in just personally. Yeah. And I know, Rafinha's numbers were better than Yamal's, but to me, Yamal's... I take that into account when I watch football, is that, yes, numbers are great and stats are great and goal scoring is great. But to me, when you're giving the ball to an 18-year-old in a Champions League semi-final, when you need to score for one of the biggest clubs in the world, and you're giving the ball to an 18-year-old who constantly makes things happen... I just love watching Lamine Yamal play, and like you say, he will win plenty.
He'll win so many.
He'll win so many Balon d'Ors, but you can't make an argument against Ousmane Dembele.
No, I think that, his record from the turn of the year is insane.
Crazy.
Insane, and I think he's found the perfect coach for him.
He's doing all the out possession. I know there's that meme of him like this. Isn't there? But the reason it's gone around is because he's that locked in out of possession.
But you have to respect the manager or the coach to want to do that, because he hasn't, that's not something you teach. No. Something has to convince you that is what is needed. And then there's another clip of Enrique speaking to Mbappe in the auditorium, and he's obviously wasn't buying into it at the time, but he looks like he's bought into it this season and the back end of last season. So, it's a problem.
You talk about Real Madrid and how funny is it that Mbappe left PSG to go to Real Madrid to win the Champions League. PSG win the Champions League, they win the quadruple, and it is his former teammate Ousmane Dembele
wearing
that actually wins wearing the number he wore, winning the Balon d'Or. Just quickly before we move on, what did you think of Harry Kane coming 13th? Because I think he is still criminally underrated.
I have a thing about this. I don't know what to call it, like consistency bias or something.
Yeah.
When someone's that consistent,
You take it for granted.
you take it for
100%.
granted, and you just forget about them. And they, I really think it's a problem. I'm an Arsenal fan, so I'll say about someone like Bukayo Saka, but because Saka's so consistent,
Levels are so high,
at some
yeah.
point he gets almost forgotten about, and someone has a crazy season.
And I don't want to sound disrespectful to Liv, but I think also there's an element of what you're saying is like people don't necessarily tune in to watch Harry Kane. Like he's not
the most like glamorous
the talent thing, but the fundamentals of his game are ridiculously high. It's a bit like, well, a lot like Bukayo Saka, but if it's people basing it on who they want to see,
it's not going to be
Harry Kane. What he's done and what he's achieved, and you're checking up after the games and you just see Harry Kane. Harry Kane. Like, it's definitely taken for granted.
It's not noteworthy if he scores a hat-trick, is it?
He scored 13 goals in 7 games this season.
No, I think he scored more goals than games for Bayern Munich now.
Probably. He scored 13 in 7 this season.
Yeah, weird. No, but since he's been there.
Oh, yeah, because he scored like 40 last season. Right, that's our talking points for this week. Now we want you to join the conversation as well. What did you think of Arsenal's midfield? Was it the right decision from Mikel Arteta? What did you make of Pep Guardiola parking the bus? Let us know your thoughts.
And if you're enjoying the show, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Right, it's time to shake things up and we're going to test your quick-fire reactions in a game of Finish the Sentence. Right, it's about to get interesting. Quick-fire, okay? So, finish the sentence. The funniest chant I've ever heard is...
Can we say it on it?
Oh, God.
I like the new Gyokeres one for Arsenal.
I mean, you're going to have to sing it because I don't know what it is.
It's about him coming from Sweden and the girls being quite nice.
Right, okay, nice, okay. Yeah, maybe let's not sing that.
I need to hear that one.
I don't know it.
You should know it. You're a fan.
Can you stop this?
What about your Chelsea? Chelsea.
I think it's iconic. Genuinely. I'd much rather hear that than what or Arsenal.
At least it's got a tune. Yours is Chelsea.
It's powerful.
Listen, I'm going to say that it's got to be like an Everton or Liverpool one. They tend to...
They're usually funny.
I need some specifics.
The ones I love is when like a lower league team goes, let's pretend we scored a goal.
Oh, yeah.
Those are always
They are good.
They are good.
I like the Willian one. I know he doesn't play for us anymore.
What was the Willian one?
From Spurs, they bought his flight, but Willian, he saw the light. He got a call from Abramovich, and off he went to Stamford Bridge. He hates Tottenham, and that's one of my favourite chants ever.
To be fair,
and the Cesc Fabregas one is very good as well. Anyway, the player who winds me up most is... Let's try and make this quick fire.
Bernardo Silva.
Bernardo Silva. Ooh, why?
But did you see what happened with Trossard? He threw the ball in and went down clutching his face.
Got a bit Hauser in
and he keeps talking about us all the time.
Ooh, okay, Joleon.
Charlison.
Oh, okay, yeah,
he's
nice.
another one.
I'm not answering that one. Arsenal fans are cringe. Sorry, not you. You're not cringe. You're not cringe. You're not cringe. No, you're not cringe.
Directly,
but
I am sometimes.
I think as a whole, I think Arsenal fans are a little bit cringe.
Reactive.
Good answer.
Reactive. Oh.
Instantly, just have to like...
Delusional.
No, that's your answer.
No,
Moving on. I wish Chelsea would stop...
Buying all the players.
Yeah, every player.
I knew that was going to just stop buying
Every player in Europe.
I secretly love it when Tottenham...
Do you know my issue? I absolutely love Thomas Frank.
Do you?
If Mikel had left, I'd have gone for Thomas Frank.
That's a bit
I absolutely
painful.
adore him.
I really like Thomas Frank, actually. I think he's
Yeah.
I don't know what I see.
Are you allowed to love him, though?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I'm not
That's
sure.
like liking your brother's girlfriend or something like that. You're not allowed to do that, are you?
Is it?
No, it's definitely not.
You're not allowed to do that.
It's like,
He's not allowed to like the Spurs manager. Love him. He's not allowed to love the Spurs manager.
I used to like, so when Antonio Conte was Spurs man, I don't know why I'm pointing at you, not a Spurs fan. When Antonio Conte or Jose was a Spurs manager, I still loved them.
Yeah, but you're there because there was history.
Yeah, there was history there.
There was history.
History.
That's his ex-girl. He's got no history.
Got no history.
friends.
You got no. Sorry. Anyway, should we move on?
Yeah.
I find Pep Guardiola very scary.
Yeah, I was about to say, you do.
You've said this a few times.
He's a little bit scary. He's got such an aura about him that he could walk into any interview room and I'm like,
I think inspiring.
Oh, good
Maybe.
answer.
Good.
Because I think
word.
Good
I also
answer.
think what you said, like not talking about football. He seems like someone who really has. Like, do you ever see clips of him talking to golfers?
Yeah.
He's like this. He's obviously just so intense with everyone,
Oh, yeah.
and I love that.
I think he's the
think he
same,
cannot
isn't
be,
he?
yeah.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Mikel Arteta is...
underappreciated?
From Arsenal fans.
From everyone. What was he like when you played with him?
Different to the manager, Mikel. I didn't see, to be fair, he was going to be a manager like that. He definitely knew the game, like very astute, like knowledgeable, but didn't see this.
What shifted?
Wow, when I first went to Everton, he was like the left winger, and then he went to play midfield, like the 6, and that's when he came to Arsenal at that role. But the way he played that was like, you are way more intelligent, a footballer intelligence than I appreciated. I just thought he was intelligent, but technically very good.
Yeah.
And then he went in there and was like, and he wanted to do the dirty work as well. So, yeah.
Okay, the next one. The most overrated player in the league is?
Oh, tough that.
Overrated.
Overrated. By their own fans.
Caicedo.
Oh. I'm not doing it. Calm, Olivia, calm.
I'm joking.
I don't care. But, Van der Ven or Romero. Spurs fans talk about that. Like,
I would say Romero.
They're good. They're good. They're really good players, but they're like, better than Van Dijk. Better than Van Dijk.
Oh yeah, they say they're the best centre back partnership in the world. I'm like, okay, the most delusional fan base is
Arsenal. But
so I was right.
Yeah, you did say delusional. Yeah,
the levels. Do you know Ty from LTV?
Yeah. Who doesn't know Ty?
I will say Liverpool have main character syndrome. We're delusional. They think they invented everything.
I agree with that.
The colour red,
I agree with that.
the ball,
their Premier League title
singing.
when it was like, was it COVID or whatever?
Yeah.
Was like, it was the first ever Premier League ever in history. But no, it was their first.
It was theirs,
It wasn't the first Premier League.
I promise you, if you post on social media, I talk about every team, every single team. The only club who find the posts and comment under them are Liverpool fans.
When you see the voting things on like, Sky and stuff, if it's a Liverpool player involved, it's won. It's done. Remember, who was the midfielder, Brazilian, that went to Lazio? Lucas Leiva. And remember they did the competition with the captain, and Liverpool fans voted, and he was like the captain of Lazio.
Wait, really?
Because they was voting. There was a vote to say someone to be the captain, and all Liverpool fans voted.
I rate that quite highly. I actually do rate that. Going on a poll and making sure your player wins. 100%. And the final one is the pundit I would invite on a night out is
Neville.
G-Nev.
What are you trying to... night out? Not an interview.
Not like a night out?
Yeah. What did you think?
There's only got to be one.
Micah, probably.
Yeah, it's got to be Micah. Big bigs. It can't be anyone else.
100%. Right, so that was Finish the Sentence. Let us know in the comments your take on Mikel Arteta and who the most overrated player in the league is, and from which fan base is the most delusional. Right, it is now time for a deep dive on Arsenal. Since Alex spends so much of his time covering the Gunners on the Cannon podcast and the Different Knock YouTube channel, we thought it was only right to take a closer look at Arsenal and get your perspective on everything that's happening right now. I think I'm going to start with a big question. Do you believe that Mikel Arteta, from what you've seen so far and the progress Arsenal have made under him, is the man to get you over the line in the Premier League or the Champions League?
Yes. And the moment I would stop believing that is when he stops evolving and adapting and learning from his mistakes. I think I'm not going to go into excuses. People don't want to hear excuses from Arsenal fans and Arsenal. We need to win something.
Yeah.
I think with Mikel, what I've seen is, yes, consistent progress, but also learning from mistakes. For example, last season we had the injuries. I know for a fact there's been a thorough investigation into why that happened. I know, for example, a situation with Gabriel after the international break, that was poorly managed. They had a discussion about that. They're going to move on. The issue last season was squad depth. The issue last season, and we've addressed that. The issue 100%. Last season was the creativity in our team. I think we've addressed that. If I see a Mikel Arteta team making the same mistake over and over again, fair enough. I'll say to you, yeah, Mikel, isn't the right man to lead us forward. But we've got to understand what he's up against.
Yeah.
£415 million.
But forget even the money. Okay, this is arguably the best team squad Arsenal have had. But it's also the best team Liverpool have had. And
it's the best the Premier League's ever been. It's the best.
Oh, I don't know about that.
No, I don't think that's right. Not the best the Premier League's ever been. Think of Man United.
No, because it's your best squad.
Think how bad Chelsea, Spurs, Man United.
Arsenal, Liverpool games back in the day. That was 11 versus 11. Elite.
End to end, and Liverpool City.
That wasn't. That isn't now.
From an entertainment perspective, that's valid. But I think from an athletic perspective, the game's got way quicker. From a technical perspective, everyone's way better. Everyone looks after themselves better. There's more money in the game.
I don't agree.
There's more eyeballs on the game. The environment is.
I think
the
coaching is way better.
Well, there you go.
But does it mean the play is better?
No, not necessarily. What I'm saying is, if I said to you, build a list of metrics to decide how we sort of judge the Premier League, I think most of them have gone up in terms of the difficulty of the league. So he's in my opinion, in a more difficult environment with more eyeballs on it than ever. Anyway, so for me, I think to answer the question, I think Mikel, what he's trying to do is incredibly hard, but also what I'm seeing is consistent addressing our actual issues. I think there's certain things, like tactically, which we could get into, that I think I still need to see, but I do trust that he can do that.
Just quickly, do you think Mikel Arteta can get them over the line in the Premier League or Champions League?
I don't think the Premier League, no. I think the Champions League.
I think this season you're probably more suited to the Champions League.
I think that's the way he's going to rotate, and because there's a gap. Obviously, the Champions League happens, the league happens, and then there's a big gap, and then he comes back. When is it? February.
Yeah.
So with that aspect, no one knows what kind of form or fitness people are going to be in, teams are going to be in. So I think that suits Arsenal. Then have to be consistently good every week to win the Premier League.
Yeah, I agree. And I think Arsenal have put themselves in the best possible position given what they've done with the squad. I think you look at Arsenal's squad and I think it's probably the best in the Premier League in terms of all like that whole squad. Do you think there's still an element of Arsenal being too emotional? Because I felt like some games last season, they let the emotions get a little bit better of them. When I look at like Newcastle games, for example, it just feels like sometimes you let the...
I think that comes with, possibly, I don't know, you know much more.
I don't know what the answer is, I'm genuinely asking.
Yes, because there's no reference of winning to know how to control that.
Yeah.
Like, it's reactional because, this is how we need to react because this could go wrong. And they don't know, no, this is how it's meant to be.
Yeah.
Like the game that plays out like that, and once you win stuff, the more you win, the more calmer you can be. Like even last season when it wasn't going well for City, it wasn't like reactional. There wasn't negative. It was just like, we'll get it back, and it never came back. But what Arsenal's like, it's kind of like the end of the world every time.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. I don't know.
Ultimately, we watch our teams, right, more than anyone else. And for example, with Chelsea, I'd say I watch as much Chelsea as I can, but I don't watch every single. I'm not going to watch Chelsea Burnley. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just not going to happen. So I look at Chelsea from an outside perspective and I see a lot of squad rotation. So if something goes wrong, in my brain, it's very easy for me to go, it's because of all the squad rotation. It might be, but it might not be, because I don't know. And I think with Arsenal, we've got this tag of being possibly too defensive, possibly being too emotional, possibly not being able to get over the line, which might be the case, but actually a lot of the time I can explain. I think the explanation is a different one. For example, let's take like the Newcastle games last season. We had, I think I saw a stat that was like, it was more likely we scored 10 goals than 0 goals across the 2 legs of the Carabao Cup. That was what the stats were saying. So I would say it's more about a finishing issue in those games and about the central access. We also made one big error with David Raya, and I put it down to those things. But I understand in the wider discourse, I'm not here to fight that. Like I get it. Everyone watching who isn't an Arsenal fan, okay. But until we win something, I can sit here and go, but you can't. You just got to win.
Let's talk about Victor Gyokeres.
Sure.
Because I felt like you maybe wanted to talk about him a little bit earlier. I think he's had a pretty decent start to his Arsenal career. I mean, I saw someone criticise him out of everyone against Man City, but I watched that game and I didn't think he was any better or worse than... Do you know what I mean? I thought he was all right. What are your thoughts on his start at Arsenal?
Well, first and foremost, so when he was initially linked with us, it was for like 70, 80 million pounds. And I was like, no. That is not a 70, 80 million pound striker. I mean, you can go back to his record, the record of players coming from Portugal to the English League. You can look at the fact, I think something like 40% of his goals were penalties, et cetera, et cetera. Even in the Champions League, he scored 2 penalties and scored a 1v1 against Simpson Pusey, and everyone's going, he scored a hat-trick against Man City. You have to look into it a little bit. But he was the same price as Wissa. So I think we have to tailor expectations a little bit. And I think it's now down to 2 things, what he can do better and what we can do better. I'll start with us. He is a player that thrives with those balls into the channel. I don't think we're putting enough balls into the channel for him. I don't think we have a creativity issue in general. That's not Victor Gyokeres' issue. We put a couple of balls into the box yesterday that actually I said on a podcast, Gyokeres should have been there. I watched them back. There were deflections and he was there.
He was there, yeah.
So I actually think there's some things that maybe we're looking with that eye, and I think we can help him more, 100%. But when you create 0.00 XG against City, Manchester United and Liverpool as a striker, that's not good enough. So you have to look at yourself as well. His big issue, I don't know if you'll definitely know more about this than me. Back to goal, he can't hold it. He really struggles.
Yeah, ball retention is
important.
it's taken for granted that how easy, say Harry Kane
or Haaland.
And Haaland's got better. Haaland wasn't that, but Haaland was
strong.
disguised it because it's half a chance to goal.
Yeah.
He didn't need to be that good at ball retention. He's better now. But yeah, there are aspects of his game. But what did you say at the start then, Liv? And I thought that's how you would describe him, okay.
Who, Gyokeres?
Yeah. And if you're going to win the league, your striker can't be okay.
But
he has to be elite. He has to be top.
That would be ideal. And if we got Isak, I'd have loved that. But we're in a situation where we have Havertz and Gyokeres, and I think as a complement, those two, for example, the Liverpool game is a perfect example. Liverpool game was really tight in that first half. That's a Havertz game. I call him a space creator. And then the second half, as the spaces open up, you have a space punisher in Gyokeres. I actually think Gyokeres' biggest issue right now is Havertz is not fit.
Do you think Mikel Arteta will play them together?
I think he'd play them off each other, not necessarily together, maybe, but off each other.
Havertz is like an 8, 9, 10.
No, as in Havertz would maybe start some games, Gyokeres starts some games. It depends on the game.
Play them.
Sorry, so you don't mean play them as in
two together?
No,
as in.
Oh yeah, 100%.
For example, in that City game, that second half was a Havertz game, 100%.
Do you think Havertz is a number 9?
I think he's a centre forward.
What's the difference?
No, because the strikers, we see a striker as Haaland. Berbatov was not Haaland, but he could play.
So you think Havertz is more Berbatov
than Haaland? And we just have a bias to it has to be Haaland. He has to be on the top line. He has to be running. No.
No, it's obviously there's different ways you can be as a...
Yeah, I think he's just not given the credit for his ability to do that. Havertz, I'm a fan of his, definitely. I'm surprised he actually was playing that high.
I backed him till the end at Chelsea, that's all I can say.
Did he win your Champions League?
The way I describe
Havertz
is, and you probably know this, he does let's say he has 15 actions, a pass, a dribble, whatever it might be. 13 of them look really technically clean, and then I'll miss a massive chance.
Yeah.
Gyokeres does 15 things. 8 of them, you're like, what are you doing? And he scores 2 goals.
Yeah.
So it depends what you want for the game. And ultimately, and I go back to it, for £55 million, if he scores against the lower teams, let's call it that, 15 Premier League goals, that might be enough.
Yeah.
So fine.
Welcome back to the Super 6 Fan League.
The £1 million jackpot is still waiting to be won. Just predict 6 scores for your chance to take it home. This week, it's Villa's turn, and Anthony is here to fly the flag with his predictions.
Let's see what he's gone for.
Hi, my name's Anthony. I support the famous Aston Villa, and these are my Super 6 predictions for the week. So starting with Chelsea versus Brighton. I think Brighton haven't picked up loads of points, but they're still a decent side. I've had some really tough fixtures in there. But I do also think Chelsea are looking good this season. Unlucky, obviously, last week against United. I think Chelsea are going to have too much here. We'll go Chelsea 3-1.
I don't think you're as confident as him.
I really wish I was as confident as him. I feel like I have to go for a Chelsea win.
Yeah, Chelsea at home.
I just feel like I hate playing against Brighton. We saw it against City. The way we play suits them perfectly. But I have to back my team. So I'm going to go Chelsea 2, Brighton 1.
Oh, I want to go against the grain here. I want to say 2-1 Brighton. That's with my heart, really, more than my head.
Next game is Palace versus Liverpool. Palace, our bogey team, they're on fire at the moment. Obviously 17 unbeaten under Glasner. JP Mateta just can't stop scoring. So I think they'll get a goal. I don't think they'll win it though, but they're going to cause Liverpool some problems. We'll go 1-0.
Right, Anthony's going 1-0.
Yeah, I'm confident with that scoreline. I want to say 0-0 me.
Are you?
I see them keeping a clean sheet.
You think Palace are going to stop Liverpool from scoring?
Mark, man of the match.
I do think it's going to be a draw. However, I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to go 2-2.
Oh, I like it.
Next one, Man City versus Burnley. This has got Erling Haaland, triple captain, written all over it. I think Burnley have been impressive so far this season, but away at the Etihad's a different story. And like I said, Erling looks like a man possessed at the moment. So we're going to go Man City 3, Burnley 0.
Anthony read my mind. Yeah. That is Erling Haaland, transfer in, triple captain, done.
Yeah, I'll second that. I'm going to say 3-0.
You're going to copy Anthony?
Yeah.
I'm going to go Man City 4,
wow.
Burnley 0, and Erling Haaland hat-trick.
Our next one's Forest Sunderland. So I was actually really impressed with Sunderland last week. See Villa, terrible performance, down to 10 men, still couldn't win, but they had a lot of energy, a lot of physicality. So I think they'll again cause Forest problems, but away from home, I think they need the stadium lights to give them that lift. So I'm going to go Forest 1-0.
I don't know about that.
Yeah? Away from home, Forest is tough though.
Forest is a tough place to go, but it was tougher under Nuno
Yeah,
than
true.
it's going to be under Ange, I think.
Yeah. But I'm going to go with my initial thought was 2-1 Forest.
2-1 Forest. Okay, I'm going to go Forest 1, Sunderland 1.
Villa Fulham. We always get a result against Fulham. I'm fairly confident about this one. I think obviously we're not scoring goals. We're not playing well at all at the moment. It's been tough to watch Villa so far this season, but in Unai we trust. I think he would have got into the players last game, and I fully expect a reaction. So I think we'll win this one 2-0, and it'll kickstart our season.
That's his heart.
That's an optimistic Villa fan.
That's his heart speaking right there.
Unai Emery came out and called his players lazy. So if there's not a reaction after that, then you're...
There's got to be changes. If
yeah.
you're calling them lazy, there's got to be changes. So
Yeah.
I'm not as optimistic.
I'm not either. What are you going to go?
2-1 Fulham.
I am going to back Villa to score, but I think it's going to be another draw. I'm going to go Villa 1, Fulham 1.
How many draws you got?
Every game, I think so. Now, Chelsea are put to win.
Oh, of course.
And then the last one, Newcastle versus Arsenal. I fully expect a classic boring Arsenal away performance here. Newcastle obviously struggling to score generally, mainly on the road. I just think, Arsenal are still probably going to win it. I'll probably scrappily get a little 1-0. So we'll go 1-0 Arsenal. That's a wrap. Up the Villa.
What I would say there is, whilst we might criticise Mikel Arteta for playing 3 midfielders at home to City, I think Newcastle away is probably the perfect place to go with those 3 midfielders, given how good that Newcastle midfield is.
I don't think Newcastle allow you to be boring. Like, their games are entertaining.
Yeah, they are, yeah.
Regardless of how you want to play, they're going to make you earn it.
Well, I feel like it's been a tough place for... It's a tough place for anyone to go,
Yeah.
but I feel like it has been a tough place for Arsenal to go over the years, and these are the sorts of games that they slip up in. And if you want to win the league, you have to go to St James's Park and win.
So what
But are they going to do it?
Go on, you tell me.
No, they're not. I'm going to go. I just think it's such a difficult place to go. I'm going to go for another draw. I'm going to go, what? I'm going to go Newcastle 2, Arsenal 2. You?
That would be a good game. I'm going to go with a Newcastle win, 2-1. Yeah.
Joleon, I hope you're right. Right, let's have a look then at the results from last week. I did tell you, Joleon, it's a marathon, not a sprint, and you laughed at me. Well, guess what happened this week? Or
You started sprinting.
The week, the week just gone. I was the winner with 9 points. Kingsley, who was the Coventry fan that sent in his predictions, he got 7 points. And Joleon, 5 points. Got one correct score. You did get City Arsenal right, the 1-1. But that was it. So the current leaderboard is looking like this. Out of the fans that have sent in their predictions, Alfie, the Spurs fan's on 13, Kingsley, the Coventry fan, is on 7, and Sean, the Everton fan, is on 6. Now the combined leaderboard.
Keep going.
The fans are doing well.
Yeah.
The fans are there with 26 points. I'm second with 21 points. And Joleon is third with 19 points.
I like the way you said third and not last. I like that.
Joleon's last with 19 points.
And that's a wrap on another Super 6 Fan League.
Reckon you can outscore us? Download the Super 6 app or head to the website, predict 6 results and take your shot at the £1 million jackpot, guaranteed until it's won. And make sure you join our all-out football league with the code S6-AOF to go head-to-head with other fans of the show.
Let's see who really knows their ball.
18 plus, T's and C's apply. And just finally, before we let you go, are you going to beat Newcastle at St James's Park this weekend?
I think this is a bigger game. It won't be built that way, but it's a bigger game than the City game.
I agree with you.
It's more important.
It's a more important game, definitely.
These are the games last season. I don't think we even scored against Newcastle last season. I don't think we did.
This has to go where it's not even a surprise. It can't be like a shock result.
It has to be a statement
You just
win,
have to go,
doesn't it?
I'm just going to go. We're just going to Newcastle just to get 3 points.
Where Arsenal lost the league last year was 2-2 against Aston Villa, was the draw against Fulham, was the Brighton game. It's those sort of upper mid-table teams that we struggle against, and it's like those compact mid blocks, which we can't get through. We've had creativity issues. So yeah, we've got to go there and get a result. I do think this is a really pivotal game.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that game at St James's Park on the weekend. Right, that is all from us this week on In the Mixer, brought to you by Sky Bet. If you've enjoyed this episode, like and subscribe on YouTube. You can also listen on Apple and Spotify if you're on the move.
Thanks for joining us, Alex. And for all you watching, see you next time.